Everybody say bravo zone.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here to help us flag our graves. This is such an important event for our city. We have lots of veterans buried here. We have a whole section dedicated to veterans. However, there are veterans scattered with their families. So I'm going to show you where to put the flag. If there's already a flag that looks like it's in great condition, like it was recently replaced, because I've had a lot of people come to my office. My name's Rose, by the way. I'm the Director of Veteran Services. Sorry. Gail Angelo is also Veteran Services with me at the Melrose office. So we've already had a lot of people come and ask for flags to put on their loved one's grave to replace the tattered one. So if the flag looks really good, leave it. Leave it. If it doesn't look good, take it. We're going to take it back. Everybody's going to be assigned a section. Once I show you how to do it, where it goes, we're going to see Mike Buggy here, and he's going to assign you a section. He'll need about 5 or 6 team leaders, but if you could all, so if this is the grave stone, okay, you're facing it. A lot of veterans will have placards at the foot, but a lot won't, okay? A lot won't. If you see a flag there and you have to replace it, just take out the old flag, put in the new flag, okay? If you see a foot marker, but there's no flag because, for whatever reason, then on the left part of the stone, you put the flag, okay? Some of them have flag holders. You can see the backs of them. That's where you put the flag. Just be careful because you want to wiggle them in there, okay? There's not a lot of room there, so they don't fly away and decapitate somebody or something. So, if you have questions, just ask your team lead. Yes, Ken?
What happens if you have multiple veterans in a single lot? Do you put one flag or multiple flags?
Customary is one, but if you want to put 2, that's fine. We just don't want a whole flag display. One flag signifies that there's at least one veteran there, one veteran or more. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Ken, Scout leader, he's done a lot of the flagging, he's done a lot of research here. We're trying to get a database together of all of the veterans in the cemetery. So it's a lot easier. So for next time. Questions from anybody? Just don't go around and go like this because you're going to break the flag. So be respectful, take out the old, put in the new, find a soft part of the ground that you could put it in. All the old flags that you bring back, we're going to bring them back right here. This is Mrs. Walt. Do not go near the fire pit once the fire is going, okay? Do not. There's a perimeter right here. This is where you go, right? This perimeter. We don't need any accidents today or any day, all right? After we're all done, we're going to have a flag ceremony. I'll need all scouts to help me with the flag ceremony, okay? Questions? No questions?
What do we do with the flags that we've taken out? Do we just
bring them back here? We bring them back here.
A bag or something we use to carry them?
A bag, or if you have a wagon, I'm going to grab some more bags, and we're going to bring them back here, which will retie them properly. We'll have a proper flag ceremony. You know, you just can't get a flag and throw it in the trash, right? You all know that? Yeah. Scouts, right?
You can't put it on the ground.
So.
Correct. You can't lay it on the ground.
You cannot lay it on the ground. The flag cannot touch the ground.
And if it should touch the ground, if you're walking and drop one, it's okay. Just pick it right up. It happens. We make mistakes.
Okay? We never disrespect the flag, though. We know that, right, guys? Girls? We're my Girl Scouts. Thank you. Okay. All right. Of your group, we're going to split into 6 groups, Mike, or 5?
So if you're unsure, it's okay. We're going to be driving around, and if we have to correct or readjust anything, don't worry about it. It's the spirit of what everybody's out here. We're outside in a beautiful weather in a beautiful area. It's a great day. Some years in the past, it's been really, really hot or really rainy. So we're very fortunate this year. So I just want everybody to know, if you're unsure, it's okay, and you can ask anybody. This red truck, once we deploy all the flags to the groups, we're going to have a half a dozen or so folks that are going to come up. They'll be the team leaders. We'll put your name down. We'll give you an amount of flags. We'll tell you what section, whether it be color or what area that's there. You guys will head out, and ladies will head out into that area. You'll do whatever you do in your area there, whether there's 4 or 5 in the same area. So some of the groups are larger. So you might have one group, and it might have 3 or 4 leaders because there's 40 scouts in one area, or friends or neighborhood folks. So we'll drive around. If you need additional flags, you see the truck, you yell it out. I'll also have garbage bags or green trash bags, so when we retire the flags, so everybody's not holding them and bundling them, if you could take the stick off of the flag, and then I will have the sticks in the truck in one area, the retired flags in the other area, and I'll bring them back so you don't have to lug them around. Anybody who needs additional flags, just holler us out, and we'll go from there. But we're going to be circulating out with a group of folks that'll be able to assist you anyway. Anybody who has any questions, feel free to ask. If I can get about 5 or 6 team leaders to come over, and I'll give you the flags. If there are additional ones afterwards and folks just want to come out and say, hey, I got 3 people with me, no problem, I can do the same, and we'll just commingle everybody's group. Anybody have any questions? One last thing, it is a little warm, stay hydrated, and for folks that are with smaller ones, a lot of these areas are blocked. If we have young ones, make sure we don't run out, because some folks can come by and not see them. We want to make sure everybody stays safe, so don't go in between the cars onto the roadway and so forth. Just make sure that we keep an eye out for each other. All righty. Everybody good? Excellent.
Raise your hand if you.
How you doing? Okay, perfect. So what you can
water
do is you can
over
put
there at the
on the
table.
first one's
I
the
have
name,
another case in the
and then I'll
car.
give you a section number. So 20.
You stay hydrated, baby. Let me have it out.
Good.
Oh, there's cake.
The size.
Just have it because I think I hear it.
After I give you that area, I can point you in the direction. So we're gonna, you can do this, and you can say it's gonna be 6.
Actually, here's the general. And you're on a mic. Frances Sarno is A5. This is where she lives. Take her off your list.
Not worth arguing with people. It's like turn out the votes for those people who are supporters.
Kate and I, yeah. Okay, go there. I'll try to go to the section and then we'll all get girls' cards together.
All right, I'll just. Well,
Or do you want it?
no, you're welcome to do it. I just want to make sure we don't have
I'm
spaces.
stepping out of the so like.
I mean, all it is
people wanna
grabbing
step
one of
in.
these and saying this is where we are, right?
Yeah.
I can handle that level of.
I don't like to.
April, right? Yes. I like no, this is great. Totally. She normally leads the charge. I like the sporting role, but she, I can handle it.
And I'm so OCD, and it's like.
So don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's right. It's nice.
That's in this area here. Look at my bundle. We never said you You want me to get the fruit on?
Yeah, join one of us. Come on, I have the prayers printed out for you. Okay? No, tomorrow. On that table.
So did you get to walk through the building or anything? Well, if you want to ride the tour,
right, based on your practical experience.
Yeah, and so we keep trying. Keep going up there, we can help, we testify, they say that's a great idea, and then they table it.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Colonel Robert Driscoll. I'm the chair of the Melrose Veterans Advisory Board, and I would like to thank all of you for joining us today for our Memorial Day ceremonies as we remember and honor our fallen heroes as well as our Gold Star families. We will begin today's remembrance ceremony with the singing of the national anthem by Paige and Julia.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ripped where the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that her flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Paige and Julia. Like any military operation, it's only good until first contact with the enemy, and our sound system has gone down before we even began. So we're going to project as loud as we can and apologize if you can't hear. We'll now start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll begin today with a prayer. Warren Buggy, son of Michael Buggy, United States Marine Corps and Melrose Advisory Board member, will lead us in prayer.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As our nation pauses today to remember those in the military who have given their lives for freedom we enjoy, we pray you would have us all look for you in strength, comfort, and guidance. Be with all who serve in our armed forces. Bless them and their families. Grant your loving protection. Let peace prevail among all nations, O God. Especially let your mercy rest upon our land, even as we acknowledge with thanksgiving your past goodness on this country. If it is your will, preserve the lives of the men and women in uniform as they defend our citizenry. Most of all, we pray that you would turn the hearts of all, military and civilian, to your holy word, where we find the true peace for our sinful souls that surpass all understanding. Keep us repentant of sin. Move us to know, take hold, and treasure your saving grace. In this peace and hope for eternity, we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Corin. Corin found out an hour ago he was going to be doing the prayer, so thank you. We gather today at the Vietnam Reflection Area to honor those we have lost. This veteran-designed and built memorial is an area to reflect, honor, and remember. It was placed so that you can look out across Elk Pond to the beautiful Vietnam Memorial on Main Street. The memorial is built with bricks that can be engraved with the names of veterans. Red bricks are reserved for Vietnam veterans, and the white bricks for veterans of other conflicts and service periods. Today, we will read the names of the newly installed bricks people have purchased honoring a veteran in their life. I invite Vietnam veteran, Purple Heart recipient, and member of the Melrose Veterans Advisory Board, Mr. Jim Burchett, to come forward and read those names.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
The first one is James E. Curran, U.S. Navy, World War II, Pacific Theater. If I mispronounce something, please forgive me. Harold Brennan, U.S. Navy, Cuba. Joe G. Flores, Sergeant Major, U.S. Army, Vietnam. Ryan John Scott, U.S. Army, Iraq, 2004 to 2009. Thomas Corkery, U.S. Navy, World War II. Private John H. Waldron, Sr., World War II, United States Marines. George T. Carr, known as Jim, World War II, U.S. Navy. Paul Cameron, U.S. Marine Corps. Robert Matucci, U.S. Army. Quincy King II, U.S. Air Force, Captain. William Bennett, U.S. Air Force, Vietnam. Robert J. Barron, U.S. Navy, son, brother, dad. Howard M. Bacon, Major, U.S. Air Force, World War II. Tom Zobrivsky, U.S. Marine Corps, Purple Heart, Vietnam. Daniel G. Sears, U.S. Army, Winthrop, Massachusetts. James O'Donnell, First Lieutenant, U.S. Army, World War II. Walter E. Keady, Lieutenant Commander, U.S. Navy, World War II. Charles R. Keady, First Lieutenant, U.S. Army, World War II. John Batchfielder, Captain, U.S. Army, World War II. Maurice Riel Frischetti, U.S. Navy, 1942 to 44. My grandson, Sergeant C.J. Machette, 82nd Airborne, Afghanistan, 2021. Everett Richard Robinson, U.S. Army, Korea. Xavier G. Clark, U.S. Air Force, World War II. Francis H. Chogneski, U.S. Navy, Korea. Robert Joseph Portelli, Thomas Price Jr., Sergeant, U.S. Marine Corps. Thomas Stanton, U.S. Navy, World War II. John F. Murphy Jr., Sergeant, U.S. Army, Korea. Joseph A. Meehan, U.S. Marine Corps, Korea. Richard Downey, Spec 5, U.S. Army, Korean War. Hyman Dosick, U.S. Army, KIA, World War II, Italy. God rest your soul. Paul R. Herbert, U.S. Marine Corps, Vietnam era. Sergeant Thomas Ward, Battle of the Bulge. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. If you have a veteran you would like to remember with a brick, please contact the Melrose Veteran Service Office. At this time, we will conclude this portion of our ceremonies with the playing of taps by former Mayor Gail Inferno. Our new monument honoring Gold Star families. Please join us as we make our way up the steps, but please be very, very careful on these steps. This step here is missing some bricks. You can go around to the front and there's another staircase. If anybody needs assistance, let us know and we'll help you get to the top. And we'll start our ceremony in a few minutes at the top of the knoll. My name is Colonel Robert Driscoll. I am the chair of the Melrose Veterans Advisory Board, and I would like to thank all of you for joining us today for our Memorial Day ceremonies as we remember and honor our fallen heroes as well as our Gold Star families. For those of us present here today, Memorial Day comes once a year. To Gold Star families, every day is Memorial Day. Memorial Day is a day to remember, a day to say thank you, a day to reflect on the sacrifices of the fallen. Mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, sisters, brothers, sons, daughters, friends. To pray that those they left behind can find peace and understanding in their sacrifice. Before I move forward, I want to acknowledge all the veterans in the crowd with a round of applause. And then I would like to acknowledge all the Gold Star families in the crowd, also with a round of applause. We'll open with a prayer by Corin Buggy.
Gracious God, on this Memorial Day weekend, we remember and give thanks for those who have given their lives in the service of our country. When the need was greatest, they stepped forward and did their duty to defend the freedoms that we enjoy and win the same for others. Oh God, you yourself have taught us that no love is greater than that, which gives itself for another. These honored dead gave the most precious gift they had, life itself. For loved ones and neighbors, for comrades and country, and for us. Help us to honor their memory by caring for the family members they have left behind, by ensuring that their wounded comrades are properly cared for, by being watchful caretakers of the freedoms for which they gave their lives, and by demanding that no other young men and women follow them to a soldier's grave unless the reason is worthy and the cause is just. Holy One, help us to remember that freedom is not free. There are times when its cost is indeed dear. Never let us forgive those who paid so a terrible price to ensure that freedom would be our legacy. Though their names may fade with the passing of generations, may we never forget what they have done. Help us to be worthy of their sacrifice. O God, help us be worthy.
Thank you, Corin. Again, Corin found out an hour ago he was going to do that, so I appreciate that. Next, we'll have the Gold Star story read by Army and Afghanistan veteran Leo Boudreau.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Honor, hope, and healing. The Gold Star story. What is a Gold Star family? Gold Star family, a designation no one aspires to. The Gold Star family is one that has experienced a loss of a loved one, an immediate family member who died as a result of active duty military service. Those who die in service to their country leave behind parents, siblings, spouses, children, and extended families. They are recognized as Gold Star families. The title is meant to honor the service members' ultimate sacrifice while acknowledging their family's loss, grief, and continued healing. According to a 2019 Military Times article, since 9/11, more than 16,000 troops have died in non-combat circumstances, and more than 7,000 died in Iraq and Afghanistan wars alone. There are also thousands of living Gold Star family members who have lost loved ones in both world wars, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and other conflicts. Even though the nation isn't currently part of an all-encompassing conflict like a world war, over 1.3 million people are involved in the military today. So you may know a family that still grieves a recent fallen soldier. Understanding the sacrifice and acknowledging the holiday designated to remember are always the best ways to support the families and honor the soldiers. To honor all Gold Star families, here is a look at the history and the significance of this somber designation. The history of the Gold Star family designation. The term Gold Star family is a modern reference that comes from the service flag. These flags and banners were first flown by the families during World War I. The flag included a blue star for every immediate family member serving in the armed forces of the United States. During any period of war or hostilities in which the armed services of the United States were engaged. But in the event of a death, the blue star was replaced with the gold variant. It's the highest honor. Those who have lost loved ones to a service never forget where they were when they received the news. It's something they will carry with them forever. The day the blue turned gold. The Gold Star allows members of the community to know the price that the family has paid for the cause of freedom. Hence the term Gold Star family. Individual military families who've lost loved ones also started to be referred as Gold Star wives, Gold Star mothers, etc. A few years later, in 1936, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt built upon this growing movement to honor the mothers of deceased service members and designated the last Sunday of September as National Gold Star Mother's Day. In 1995, President Barack Obama amended Gold Star Mother's Day to include families and designated it as Gold Star Mothers and Family Day, which is celebrated on the last Sunday in September. The strength of our nation is our military service men and women, and their strength is their families. The nation recognizes that no one has given more for the nation than the families of the fallen. That is why we do what we do. Individual military family members who've lost loved ones are also started to be referred as Gold Star wives, Gold Star mothers, etc. In 1928, Grace Darling, a Gold Star mother, took this then informal designation one step further and founded the American Gold Star Mothers along with a group of 25 other grieving mothers. To a Gold Star family member, like Colonel Driscoll already stated, every day is Memorial Day. The void left after losing a loved one is never filled, says John Rauter, an American Legion spokesman. The pain of losing a parent, child, spouse, or sibling never fully goes away. We can only support them and let them know that their sacrifices that they have made will never be forgotten for our grateful nation. Designating the last Sunday in September as Gold Star Mothers and Family Day and recognizing April 5th as Gold Star Spouses Day. Thank you.
Hoorah!
At this time, we're going to have our guests of honor, Gold Star family members, come forward to assist us with the unveiling of the monument. Thank you to our Gold Star families. Next, we're going to have our Veteran Services Director, Roseanne, give a description of the monument and the details.
Good morning. Description and features of the Gold Star Family's monument, one that we're very proud of here in Melrose. It is located across from the largest veteran monument in the city, the Melrose Veterans Memorial Middle School, which is right across the street. The inscribed star on the top of the monument represents the Gold Star Mother's pin. The benches are inscribed with the words, honor, hope, and healing. These are the words from the American Gold Star Families Association organization. The monument was purposely placed at the top of the knoll for two reasons. It's the highest sacrifice a military family can make. The top of the knoll is closer to their loved ones in heaven. Thank you again.
At this time, I ask any member in the audience who has lost a veteran in the service to our country to come forward to honor their veteran by announcing their name and laying a flower as a symbolic appreciation at the monument for their service to our country and our city.
U.S. Navy CV.
Army Specialist Jason John Welch. Private First Class David A. Bingham, United States Marine Corps.
Come forward, please.
Stephen T. Sullivan, United States Marines.
Next, we're going to have our keynote speaker, Miss Robin Abbott, who's the president of the Gold Star Wives of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. So please give a warm welcome to Robin.
I'm actually the president of the Gold Star Mothers Department of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. And I'm also a former member of the National Executive Board of Gold Star Mothers. But more importantly, I'm the proud mother of fallen soldier Jason John Welch, who succumbed to PTSD and TBI and deployed to heaven on July 6, 2017. As a parent who lost a child, I spent a lot of time thinking what I should have, could have, and would have done differently. That's all changed because as an American Gold Star mother, I now spend a lot of time doing what I should, doing what I can, and doing what I'm willed to do. I should honor not only his memory, but that of all fallen heroes. I can make a difference in the life of another veteran struggling with PTSD, and it is my will to volunteer where I am needed. I became a National Gold Star Mother because I believe in their mission, namely to find strength and fellowship of other Gold Star families who strive to keep the memory of our sons and daughters alive by working to help veterans, active duty military, their families, and our communities. Now, some people see Memorial Day as the beginning of summer and heavy traffic on Cape Cod bridges and Hampton tolls. Others see it as a day off from work to attend parades, parties, or barbecues. Similarly, even fewer Americans know what a Gold Star family member is. I've heard comments like, "You're a Gold Star Mother, that's so cool, how can I become one?" But once you explain the meaning of a Gold Star, people become uncomfortable, and many are at a loss for words. For me, I'd appreciate it if you just acknowledge my son's sacrifice along with his family's sacrifice. And it never hurts to ask me about him, because not a day goes by that I don't talk to him or tell a funny story about him. You see, to a Gold Star family member, like Bob Driscoll said, every day is Memorial Day. We remember them, we honor their memories, and we memorialize their bravery. After all, it is because of our veterans that we have the freedom to celebrate, to gather, to protest, and to just be. It is their bravery and patriotism that is the very essence of Memorial Day. We must always remember, honor, and teach others about all our veterans, living or deceased. Their lives and stories make up the history of this nation. In an effort to teach Americans what a Gold Star stands for, I wrote a poem that I'd like to share with you. Its title is The Gold Star Banner. We stand here before you, representatives of an elite crowd. We're broken-hearted family members who always remain proud. We're called Gold Star families, a title no one should bear, but the definition is one we hope to make all aware. It isn't a privilege or something you earn. It's a title whose meaning all need to learn. We wish every day that our title never existed, for in order to obtain it, we lost loved ones who enlisted. Our soldiers are heroes, patriots, brave. The price for our title is the life that they gave. We don't ask for accolades, notoriety, or glory. We just want to tell our brave soldiers' story. We work to ensure veterans are treated with respect. We honor their memories and the flag they fought to protect. We don't ask for sympathy, fortune, or fame. We just ask that you remember each soldier's name. Whether dedicated on a bridge, a memorial, or simply spoken, it helps to heal all these hearts that are broken. It doesn't matter how or in what manner. Just remember the meaning of the Gold Star Banner. Thank you.
Before we close, I just want to thank those who made this monument possible. Former DPW member Peter P., Joe Hobbs from the DPW, Elena Proakis Ellis, as well as the entire DPW crew. They did a great job to transform this space into a respectful place of honor. I also want to thank David DiFilippio of Woodlawn Memorials. David has worked with us on the memorials that go around this knoll, and he does it at cost for us. I also want to thank the Mayor's Office, the prior administration, where we started the planning of this memorial, and the current administration, as well as the City Council for their support. I want to thank the Veterans Advisory Board for their vision in making this memorial a reality. Especially Mr. Michael Buggy, who oversaw every detail of this memorial. Thank you, Mike. Lastly, I would like to thank our Gold Star families for the sacrifice and the pain they experience every day. Words cannot thank you enough, but I hope this grand memorial can say what our words cannot.
Packed your bags and shut the door. You crossed the sea to fight a war. You didn't know just what would happen to you. Stepped in the dirt, boots on the ground, and gunfire was the only sound. And to yourself you whispered hallelujah, hallelujah. Every day and every night, you walk the walk, you fight the fight. You never saw the end in sight, now did ya? The days are washing a haze of red, the blood, the mud, too many dead. Your weary soul was crying hallelujah, 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 Too late to help you hear a shot. You know you're in a deadly spot. You never thought the day would come, now did ya? Your brother falls down to the ground. The enemy is all around, and from your lips you scream a hallelujah, 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 fought the fight till it was done. You have the strength to carry on. You thought it'd be much better back home, did ya? You try each day, keep pushing through, but the battle lives inside of you. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
I would like to thank all of you for joining us today for our Memorial Day ceremonies as we remember and honor our fallen heroes. This memorial of respect and reflection will remain for generations as a reminder of the sacrifice made by ordinary citizens who accomplished extraordinary things. On behalf of the Mayor's Office, the Veterans Advisory Board, and the Veterans Service Office, we thank you for attending today.